Hello students, today our topic is Introduction to IR Spectroscopy. IR spectroscopy is a study of interaction between infrared radiations and matter. Infrared radiations refers broadly to that part of electromagnetic spectrum which occurs between visible region and microwave region. So this is infrared region, and again it is divided into three regions: near IR, mid IR and far IR regions. This is how we get a spectrum in IR spectrometer. This is example of ethanol. IR radiations, as we have discussed earlier, they are capable of vibrating a molecule. That means they bring transitions in vibrational energy levels. So, what is a vibration in a molecule? Any change in shape of the molecule due to stretching of the bonds, bending of the bonds, or internal rotation around single bonds is called a vibration. Why do we study the molecular vibrations? Whenever the interaction between electromagnetic waves and matter occur, so change appears in these vibrations, and because of absorption of energy from the IR radiations, the molecule undergoes vibrational changes which leads to transitions in the vibration energy levels, and we get a spectrum. So what is the principle involved in IR spectroscopy? The principle of IR spectroscopy is related to the vibrational and rotational energy of a molecule. Vibration of two atoms connected by a covalent bond is like an oscillating spring. So you can observe in the figure, it's a linear diatomic molecule which can be stretched, which can be compressed. So this is the actual equilibrium bond length. Specific bonds absorb specific frequencies. So every bond has a characteristic vibration and is called natural frequency of vibration. Energy of IR is sufficient to vibrate the molecules and also help in transitions in between vibrational energy levels. What are different types of vibration? There are basically two different types of vibrations. This is for AX2 type molecules, that is for example CO2, H2O like that. So we are discussing a polyatomic molecule or triatomic molecule of AX2 type. So in this type of vibrations, the bond length is increased or decreased. These are called stretching vibrations. Stretching vibrations are of two types: symmetrical stretching and asymmetric stretching. In symmetrical stretching, the bond length decrease or increase symmetrically, whereas in asymmetric stretching, the length of one bond increases and the length of other bond decreases. So this is second mode of vibration, that is bending vibration. This leads to change in bond angle between bonds with a common atom, or there is a movement of group of atoms with respect to the remainder of the molecule without movement of atoms in the group with respect to the another. So in-plane bending vibrations and out-plane bending vibrations are two different types. Again they are subdivided into scissoring and rocking. In in-plane bending vibrations, because of scissoring, bond angle will decrease. This is called scissoring, the movement like a scissor. Rocking, in which bond angle is maintained but the bonds move within the same plane. That is the reason why rocking is in-plane bending. There is no change in the bond angle, though there is a vibration between the atoms. Out of plane bending, it is first one is wagging. As the dog tail wags, both the atoms move to one side of the plane, again to other side of the plane. Twisting is one atom is above the plane, other atom moves below the plane. They twist like that. So this is how symmetric stretching, asymmetric stretching, one bond increases, one bond decreases. In plane rocking, there is no change in the bond angle, but they are moving towards one side. Again, they are rocking towards the other side. Scissoring, there is decrease in bond angle. Bonds move towards each other and again they go farther. Out of plane wagging and out of plane twisting. One above, one below, one near, one far. So, what is the criteria for a molecule to be IR active? For a molecule to absorb IR radiation, the vibrations or rotations within a molecule must cause change in dipole moment. Must cause change in dipole moment of the molecule. Only polar bonds are IR active because they exhibit change in dipole moment. A non-polar bond is said to be IR inactive. So let us see how the interaction occurs between IR radiation and a molecule. Here I am taking a CO2 molecule. Let this be a CO2 molecule which is showing asymmetric vibration. So when there is asymmetric vibration, there is change in dipole moment. The alternating electric field of the radiation, you can observe the alternating electric field of radiation will interact with fluctuations in the dipole moment of the molecule. So there are some fluctuations in the dipole moment. These fluctuations will interact with alternating electric field of IR radiation. If the frequency of the radiation matches with the vibrational frequency of the molecule, then the radiation will be absorbed by the molecule. When the radiations are absorbed by the molecule, imagine my CO2 molecule is in V is equal to 0 state. When radiations are being irradiated, IR radiation is irradiated on a molecule, the alternating fluctuations of the electric field of IR radiation will interact with the fluctuations of the dipole, and frequency of the radiation matches with the vibrational frequency of the molecule. Then there is a transition from V is equal to 0 state to V is equal to 1 state. So this is how a vibrational transition occurs. But in between two vibration energy levels, we have infinite number of rotational energy levels. So automatically there is a change in rotational energy also. So we will say that there is a vibrational rotational spectrum. This is how the IR radiations will interact with a molecule. And if you see the IR regions, there are three regions: near IR, mid IR and far IR. Mid IR is again divided into two: functional group region, where stretching vibrations are very common, and fingerprint region, bending vibrations occur in fingerprint region. So these are the regions of infrared spectrum. Functional groups are found in the region of 4000 to 1300. It's an approximation to 1500 also. Their bands can be identified and used to determine the functional group of an unknown compound. Bands that are unique to each molecule, similar to a fingerprint, are found in the fingerprint region. These bands are only used to compare the spectra of one compound with another. So this is how we have in the IR spectrum. This is functional group region. You can find out the functional group, and for example there is C triple bond N. This is seen in between only 2200 to 2400. So this functional group will be, a band for this functional group is seen only in this region. That is how this is named as functional group region. You can trace all the functional groups. Fingerprint region, each and every bond is a fingerprint. That particular bond is there, that is a fingerprint of that particular molecule. So to summarize, we have gone through IR activity. Only those polar molecules are IR active. We have gone for different modes of vibration. There are two different modes: stretching vibrations and bending vibrations. We have discussed all those things. And also there are three different regions in IR region. Mid IR region is favorable for qualitative and quantitative analysis.